Welcome to New Iberia's Master Studies. These Master Studies make up two Master Studies, one in the National Historic District and one that gets into our neighborhoods that has over 70 projects. Tell you about our Master Study. Our Master Study is based on a few simple concepts. City owns the property, city has a concept, city has a schematic design, and we have the budget. That's how we cut in front of every other community that's not shovel ready. Every one of these projects can and will be shovel ready. Let me tell you about our historic district. We have a National Historic District as well as a Residential Historic District. Our National Historic District is important, and that was established when we first got into office. It's very important because it gives out 40% tax credits. Tax credits bring economic development. Tax credits bring new people to our community, bring jobs and opportunity. Cane River is a perfect example. Spend $1 million, got a $400,000 tax credit. That's how you develop your community. Why develop the downtown? The downtown is our flagship. If people don't visit downtown, they're likely not to visit any other part of our town. We need to brand New Iberia. New Iberia needs to be marketed. These are the kind of things that make us unique. What we have here in New Iberia is real history from 1799. Not many communities can have that. We are taking all of our assets and seeing how can we market them, how can we use what we have and become or celebrate that we already are that unique community. This panel shows you the marina coming behind City Hall, which I'll talk about more. It also shows the Sister City Park. We, as a community, have twinned with many other cities. Haiti, Belgium, France, Alouin de Torres, Spain. We don't have any markers here. We have nothing here that tells of that twinning. Those other cities have squares named after us, have many, signage, have kiosks. We don't have anything. Our Sister City Park, which is in the middle of our Civic Center, is going to do that. Again, how are we unique? How can we celebrate our history? Now start with the panels. Don't elect a contract if you don't want projects. From the very simple CVA unit, that's existing in Bayou Teche, keeps the bayou clean, boats dump their sewer there. We got it donated to us, use it as a match, it's going to be part of one of our marinas. Simple things, street landscaping. First impressions count. Not only for people who visit, not only for developers, but for us every day. We need to look and concentrate on our streetscapes. We're looking at adding planters on, say, Peter Street. The marina. This first marina is going behind City Hall. Why are marinas important? Why is the bayou important? We have 298 miles of historic waterway. It runs through our community. Other people don't have that. We link together all of our history. We link together all the other communities to where we can celebrate this history and be the unique community that we are. This marina is coming, it's funded, it's ready to go, bids within 2 months. Crosswalks. From very simple crosswalks, now we're starting to look at using ADA modifications in other areas, and why not ramp it up? If you ride in our downtown and look, we've gotten so many new murals, there's artists everywhere. We're gonna invite them to design some of our crosswalks. You'll see kiosk signage, boundary signage, very important. Again, brand your city, not something we've done a lot of. If you're cutting down Persian Street, you're heading down Jefferson Terrace, or any other street in New Iberia, you should know where you are. You should know that that's New Iberia. You should know where the courthouse is, where City Hall is. Again, we need to brand our community to market our community. That kind of completes that panel. Does show you another shot of the Civic Center Marina. Simple things, Iberia Street Bridge. We'd like to put New Iberia on the bridge. Kind of a no-brainer, but it's a DOTD bridge. It's taken a while for them to accept that. Boardwalk. We have an existing boardwalk. Sorry, it's rotten. It was done as a grant over 20 years ago. We're about to put a new one. Everything we're doing here, concrete, steel, concerned about maintenance. I do not want to leave any other mayor with a ton of things to maintain. This will be concrete. This is done through a trails grant. You combine that with city slips. What is city slips? Another marina, totally funded. Had the bids were taken Friday. Our bids are in the money. That project will start within the next few weeks. Combine that with the boardwalk. Again, we're taking advantage of the bayou. Makes a great exercise trail. Good for locals, good for our visitors. Kayak dock. Unfortunately, we've been waiting for 6 months to get the permit for the kayak dock. We had to prove to the Corps of Engineers we didn't have any manatees in Bayou Teche. If we had them, we would have shot and ate them a long time ago. Well, not having those and finally proving that, we get to start the kayak dock. That project will be out for bid in probably a month. Iberia Street Pocket Park is an association with the kayak dock. Church Alley has done very well as a pocket park. We're looking for funding for the second phase. Bayou Teche Museum, $1.1 million this year, $1.1 million next year. In this year's budget, we're adding the wing in the back, at least a shell, And finishing the inside, we have a wonderful display to Kathleen Blanco, another local native first woman governor. Tell that story, tell that history. George Reed Park, another very famous native son. Sculptures up, first phase is done. The next phase in this 1.1, as well as the next 1.1 million, will finish at Park. Simple projects, Slime and Marquee. We found a grant, restored the top Evangeline sign, and we got lucky. There's always opportunity in chaos. A truck hit the bottom. Well, we settled with the insurance company, went back to the same sign company, now it's restored. What a great icon from the 30s in our downtown that is back restored. That pretty much completes this panel, so we'll roll to the next one. Main Street. We've got 65 planters in our downtown. We don't want to take them all out. Never in a corner, never at a light pole, never at a fire hydrant. You can't park there. What we want to do is take one out per block. One in the middle of the block, and each block puts parking spaces at our door. Why is that important? Because our downtown is diverse. Our downtown has stayed healthy because it is a mixture of many different types of commercial activity. We recognize we need to add to that by having more parking. Bullitt Plaza Gazebo. This panel was supposed to go up in February. That whole little project's totally renovated, totally restored out of city funds. Bullitt Plaza Veterans Memorial, underway. We're actually using Public Works as a construction company. Public Works is building this. Should be finished by early next year, except for the centerpiece. The centerpiece will be a full-size replica of Liberty Bell, and I'm happy to say the funds are coming in, and that's going to happen too. These next projects would finish off our downtown. We'd like to do what we call Market Row. Put a roof area in the middle of Bullitt Plaza. Don't lose one parking space. Gives our farmers market a covered area. Really could start some cottage industry where that could happen more often, and during the week, people have a little shaded parking. Bullitt Plaza Amphitheater. We've done very well with the Steamboat Pavilion. All of our fairs, festivals, concerts, things happen there. We'd like to add a permanent stage that could add to that experience. Bullitt Plaza Visitors Information Center. We'd like to renovate the existing underutilized restroom to become a visitor center. Self-guided, open air. Again, hold people in the community longer, get them to spend money, tell that story, show how you're unique. Fulton Street Shoreline Park has been renamed. It's called Felicity's Landing. Again, playing up on that history that happened right there. This would give us access to the bayou, would improve the Dragon Boat festivals, would let us do boat festivals, would let us do boat shows. That's the final piece of access. This gives you our National Historic District study. We've gotten grants for over $10 million. Many projects are in the works. A lot of them are coming. I think downtown will look like a construction site next year. I thank you for looking at this, and now we're going to move over to the residential. Now we're heading to the neighborhood studies. We want to bring the same success we've had downtown to all of our town, to all of our districts, so that we all can improve. We all can celebrate our history, celebrate our day-to-day activities, and add to our quality of life. What we've done is come up with 70 projects, 10 per district and 10 for the Mayor Pro Tem. That makes a total of 70. Same philosophy. City owns the property, city has a match, schematic design, and a budget. We leverage the relationships we've used downtown all over town. What are the projects? I'll go through some common projects. Common projects such as wayfinding signage, common projects such as larger street signs, wrapping utility boxes. We've had good success with wrapping our history in the downtown. Now we're looking to do some. We're starting in the West End, have obtained a grant. We'll be wrapping those with African American history, historic leaders. Improve our gateway signage. We have some gateway signage, but first impressions count. We're looking at revamping what we have and adding new signage into our many gateways. Other common projects I'll tell you about. Bike lanes. You go to other parts of the country, they utilize their abandoned railroads. Take those right-of-ways and do bike trails. We don't have a lot of abandoned railroads, but what we do have is a whole lot of drainage canals. So we're looking at taking our drainage canals. T-by-U, you could ride from here to Generate. Looking at all of our areas in town where we could link the town together with bike trails. Crosswalks, we've kind of talked about those. African American Museum and Cultural Center, long overdue. Happen to be very fortunate to be involved with the African American Museum in St. Martinville. Would like to take that same experience and do that here. We have a diverse history. Again, you bring visitors, bring people to our town, celebrate our history, and educate our locals and our kids on where we come from. Storefront window banners. These vinyl banners. We've been buying postcards off of eBay Where else for $5 do you get a slice of time in your community from 1905? What we want to do is blow these up large, put them in the vacant buildings. Utilize that space to tell a story. Looks a little better when developers come to town. Get your kids interested in our history. When that building's finally developed, we'll roll them up and bring them to the next. What other kind of projects? Adding to parks. Taking adjudicated property where we can, making dog parks. Adding to existing parks. Adding walking trails. Streetscapes. We know. Go to Ann Street, go to Pershing Street, go on Jefferson Terrace, go on Center Street. Sidewalks just end, mysteriously. Curbs end. We know that we can do better. We can add to those streetscapes. Where can we put banners? Where can we improve our lighting? Where are the areas that we can make a difference in our community from our curb appeal? That's what this study begins to look at. One of our largest, most ambitious projects of both studies would be a fully indoor swimming pool. That would go at Bank Park, but we reimagined Bank Park. That would be entered from Admiral Doyle on property that the city owns and go into the back of Bank Park where this would be located. It's centrally located through the whole town. We've already talked about partnering with the school board. We're working with YMCA to possibly lend us a hand in the management end. That could really greatly change. Now, we won't lose our existing swimming pool because we'll make it a skate park. It's 1960, just the water bill alone, believe me, it leaks. But we'll take that and make a skate park out of it. Those are the kind of projects that we are producing. Helping the Pepperplex. Pepperplex is a great facility. Serves about 1,250 kids. Pepperplex doesn't have a sign. City happens to own the property. What other amenities could we do around the Pepperplex to help that experience? Other communities have more expensive baseball parks. They have recreation taxes. We don't. West End Park improvements. Community center improvements. We're about to pop on $700,000 that's in priority 2 with capital outlay to be able to roof both of our gyms. We've already made many repairs, painted the outsides, changed air conditioners, changed boilers, updated kitchens. We have a ton of things to do, but our parks are well utilized and it's a great investment. But that gives you the beginnings of what we want to do in the districts. This will be available on newiberianow.com where you'll be able to see all 70 projects. These projects aren't in stone. We want community feedback. We've talked to hundreds of people during these 20-something presentations we put together. That's what we want. It's about touching communities, it's about cooperating, it's about communicating so that we head in the right direction. But these are the kind of projects that we feel New Iberia is ready for. So if you haven't been to New Iberia lately, you need to come. A lot of things are happening.